Uh, all right, welcome back, brother. Dude, it's
What's
been
up?
uh, what has it been? April, at the end of April.
Yeah, I
A
think
lot is
so.
a lot has
Been a hot minute.
changed. A lot has
A lot
changed.
has changed. A lot.
The world is still under wraps, it seems, and it doesn't seem
It
like it's
is.
going anywhere.
And we've had like probably a little bit of progress, but not
Hey,
much.
we got some gyms open.
We do.
Pete, I'm fine. My gym is open. I'm okay. Other people listening, you might be out of luck. You might also be like Sam, who has to work outside.
Yep. Yep.
So
Pretty.
give us a little update, life update. We last time we left off, we both were graduating college, and we have both taken different routes
Yep.
in life, which is pretty cool. Which is also, you know, to kind of back phase this before he gets into his life update. Me and I remember it was like from a post, and we kind of just talked about maybe getting back on this and giving us life updates, just having a quick conversation for you guys. That's pretty cool. Maybe answer. We got a few questions, a few funny ones. One we might not know how to answer correctly. We might not be qualified. We might have to phone a friend.
Yeah.
But I think it's been pretty cool. I want to kind of just see your life compared to what I'm doing, because my life right after college is more the typical route. But let's get to you. So we left off. You graduated from that unfortunate school called Ohio State. They
Yeah.
suck, but it's whatever.
Yeah. So graduated back in May. Um, Stayed in Columbus for a few months and was looking to move out to San Diego, and which I am now. Drove here. It was like a 35-hour drive. I split
Oh,
into 4 different days. Yeah, man. The first 12 was all through the Midwest, and it was nothing but cornfields. And dude, it
dude, you're
was.
just like, what the fuck is this, right?
Yeah, I would have much rather watched paint dry than do that drive again. After that, it was really cool. Like Colorado was beautiful. Utah is extremely underrated, I think. And then drove through a little bit of Arizona, Nevada, and then San Diego.
Did you stop anywhere to like go visit any gyms while you were at it, or did you just drive
Yeah.
straight through?
I can't. I forget the name of it. Amherst in
Oh,
Colorado.
oh,
Filled
Armburst? Did you
gym.
go to Armburst?
Armhurst. Yeah, Armhurst. Went to that gym. I
Heard
didn't
sick.
even realize that was the gym I was going to. I got to Denver. I Googled gyms and they were like all commercial. I'm like, I saw this other one. I saw the pictures. I'm like, oh, it's more bodybuilding. I'm gonna try that. Little did I know it was Phil Heath's gym. I'm like, oh, all right, makes sense.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, that
I
gym was
mean,
really cool.
there's a lot of, there's more and more bodybuilders who are coming out into that, who are living out in that area.
Yeah.
Um, and there's more content coming out of that area. You see people like Martin Fitzwater, who just turned IFBB pro, Brett Wilkin, um, Dylan McKenna for more of the YouTubers,
Oh,
if
is
you
he
know.
there?
Yeah, he's also
I
lives
thought he
out
was
in
just
Denver.
there. He just moved
Um,
out.
yeah, he moved out to Denver, and it's like, it's a really cool atmosphere that I see, at least from the YouTube videos and everything. It seems like
Yeah.
it's just like a pretty sick place to go work out. But now you're in San Diego, so where are you working out? Where are you working out here in San Diego?
I have 3 gym memberships already. I've lived there for
You're
a
such an
month.
addict.
I've lived here for a month, and I have 3 year-long gym
You're an
memberships.
addict, dude. That's a problem.
Um,
That's a lot of
I,
money.
it is. Yeah, yeah, it is. But I'm afraid, like, in case one gym shuts down. So here's the story. Went to the first gym. It was all like I signed up for a year. That was gonna be my home gym, and then like within the week of me being there, they got inspected and like so they had to break down like the occupancy to like 30%. And so there was like a 45-minute wait just to work out. And you had to, like, that was on a good day. Like, one time I was there for like over an hour. I'm like, okay, screw this. So I went to another gym. That's pretty much the gym I go to every day. And this one's like right along the beach, dude. It's
Yeah.
like I go to the gym, walk outside, and I walk on the beach every day.
Oh, it's
That's
that's
called
so
Club
nice.
Fitness, dude. It's beautiful. Like, it's so nice. Um, it's super ventilated too. It gets hot in there, but you don't have to wear masks because of the ventilation in there.
Is this the one that you're doing leg days at? Is this the one that you're pictured actually working out legs? You men's
Yeah,
physique
yeah, yeah,
athlete.
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
What are
Hey,
you guys doing? You guys don't work out legs. Come on.
not anymore. I'm not. I'll get into that though. And then I just joined another gym the other day. That's TG. That one was outside.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know some people that work out there.
Yeah, that's a sick gym. When that's gonna be fully open, dude, that's like the pro gym. That's where all the pro
Yeah,
bodybuilders.
that's where Sergio and all them work out in and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
that's a really cool gym. Um, but yeah, got 3 gym memberships, working out there, and walk out on the beach every day.
Dude, we don't have dude, that's so nice though. Like you have like that many bodybuilding type gyms, like
Yeah,
all within like somewhat a vicinity of each other.
yeah,
Like for me, I have to drive about 30 25 minutes to get to the one good bodybuilding gym. They have like all arsenal equipment and stuff like that, and I couldn't be more happier about it. But it's like it's worth there's a thing where, you know, everybody always preaches about environment and you want to be and this is something that I went into before on a previous episode on one of the other Monday episodes I did by myself. I was talking about being like the smallest one there. I feel like I'm the smallest one there because
I think it's a good thing.
there's a
You
few
know,
IFBB pros. There's
oh, yeah,
like guys who've just been working out for like a while. It's like pretty cool to kind of be in that environment.
yeah,
I'm still the hardest worker, but
yeah.
no one kills me on leg day. My
It's
leg
always
days
good
suck.
it's
They
always,
ruined me.
I always like. I walked into the gym like I do feel so small, but it's a good thing. You know, you always need someone to humble you. You can't be
Yeah.
a big, which is good.
So you working out by yourself or you're working out with the training partner too?
I usually do by myself. I'll work out with someone here and there, but I prefer by myself. I always kind of have.
Why do you prefer that? Why do you prefer that? Because I think I have a different reason, but I don't prefer it, but I'm more forced to do it. But
I
I want to
think
hear your reasoning for why.
this could come off as arrogant.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone pushes themselves as hard as I do. If they're with me, and if I'm with by myself, it's like I feel like I'm almost socializing a little bit more. And then rather than just headphones on, head focus, work, you know? If I'm training with someone, unless they have the same exact goals as me, like tunnel vision as me, I don't like it as much.
Yeah.
I feel like because I can always grab a spotter, you know? I
Yeah.
have no issue. I can always grab a spotter. So I have no issues with pushing myself to 100%. Um, but I feel like if I'm with someone, I don't listen to my music as much. I'm not as focused. I'm still pushing myself, but like we're talking in between sets and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. I
Like,
can't do that. Mm-mm.
yeah,
Me and my partner from school, we like chatted for like a quick second, but it was like, we mostly talked on the walk. That's the best part about being in college is like you're within a walk everywhere. So if you have a training partner, you don't talk while you're in the gym. You talk on the
yeah,
walk to the gym and the walk back from the gym.
yep,
But you know, I'm also more forced to be by myself. I never find someone who's I I'm like you in a way. I'm very particular of who I like to not only work out with, but who I like to spot with as well. Because there's some
right,
people who don't know how to spot properly, especially with train to failure.
right.
It's
They just
like you
yank
have
the bar up.
you may have like two more in your like it may move. This is something I found out. Sorry, I'm getting like all jumbled. But they were talking about the importance of a training partner is you got to know your partner's movement. You got to know how they like. It's like a learning thing. It's like how they go throughout their sets. Like there's always parts where they struggle, but they have like 5 more left in the tank, and it's like a learning process. So to go through that again for me is really just a struggle point. Like unless someone trains the exact same way I do, I am not I it's also the arrogant part of me. I am not willing to go through that little training part.
Yeah,
Now luckily I have arsenal equipment so I can like on leg press and everything, I can safely like move up the safeties
yeah,
on everything. So it's not
yeah.
like if I die, I'm not gonna
You're not gonna
die, legit
die.
die.
Yeah,
But you know, but I think it's pretty, having a trading partner does have its pros and cons though.
Absolutely.
I do see the benefit. It might just come later on when, when I start to compete and stuff like that again.
Yeah. And like most of my friends here are like more of the influencers.
Like
So they're
Nick,
not what?
like Nick.
Yeah. Well, Nick moved.
Oh yeah, he
Um,
went to Texas. I
yeah,
forgot.
he's
You guys like
Texas,
switch places.
yeah, basically a bunch of other dudes. Like they're all bigger than influencers.
Yeah.
Um, so they train hard, but I want to say they go try to push like 315 this week. They'll do 225 conservatively every week. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they're the ones who don't logbook in a way.
Pretty much. Yeah.
They don't know they're the ones who just go in, they want to lift and it keeps them in shape. Doesn't
Exactly. Like
progress
they'll push
them.
themselves. They won't necessarily chase a PR every week and then maybe deload after that and then periodize everything. But they do train. Just I don't not as hard as like I do. I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there's a reason why you're training hard. And
Yeah.
you know, last time we talked, we actually discussed your coaching. Are you still with the same coach? You're still with Omar?
No.
Okay, so you moved on, but I think there's a reason for this moving on, and
Mhm.
I kind of want to let you kind of describe maybe your situation on how you came to this decision.
So I would have loved to work with Omar. Still could
Yep.
have. But I am connected with a lot of the pros in the industry. And I just heard a lot of mixed reviews from their clients, like not, Andre Ferguson or Raymond, not the top two guys, but like guys that were very good, but not his elite guys. And I just heard a lot of different things saying he's not going to give you as much attention if you're not his top guy, which I'm like, it makes sense in a way, especially with Olympia coming up. I get it. But at the same time, it's like I pay, I pay this guy to do this.
It's
Um,
you're paying him. He's
exactly.
your employee.
Exactly. So I knew I wanted to work. My new coach is Nick Combadina.
Okay, so you're with Nick.
Yeah, I am with Nick. Um, I knew I wanted to work with Nick a while ago. I've always
Yep.
wanted to. But Nick and I are very, very, very good friends, very
Yep.
close with him. Um, like I see him like he's helped me a lot of aspects of life. And so I'm like, I wonder if he would be that good of a coach. Like, not, I knew he'd be a good coach, but it's like, do I want a coach who's
For
like,
you, I think
yeah,
there's always that little line between, and we'll touch on this afterwards, but between like friends and
yeah.
them being their coach.
And the very first thing, like, check-in I had was with Nick. He's like, listen, Smitty, like, I'm gonna be really hard on you. Like, I'm gonna be extremely hard on you. I'm not doing this to be mean. I'm not doing this like blah blah blah. I'm doing this because like I'm your coach, and I know what you can do in the sport. And dude, that's I knew he would do that. I just wanted to hear him say it too. Like I know he would be hard, but
You want
I
the
I,
affirmation from
I
him that,
need him to be hard. That's
yeah,
the thing. I need him not to be nice to me when it comes to coaching, unless it deserves to be nice to
yeah,
me.
exactly.
Unless I
Which
deserve a
doesn't,
damn
which
compliment, don't give me a compliment.
if you're a client of anybody, like if you're a competitor or want to be competitor and you're in the off season, be prepared. This is one tip I have for everybody. Be prepared to not actually, it takes a while to get a good compliment out of your coach. If their
Yeah.
if your coach is a good coach, they will find a way to nitpick something that you have to improve on for that next week,
Yep.
because there's always something. But they also will affirm to you that you're doing things correctly when that needs to be affirmed, which will keep you from which will keep you still believing in that coach and what you're doing and that it's working. Like
Right.
that's why I'm hard on like two out of the three clients I have talked to me and they're like, yeah, they want to compete someday. So I'm more harder on them now, like
Yeah.
because they're transitioning from lifestyle to more competition, even though
Same.
they're in their off season. But I'm like, I got to be hard on you guys. Like if you want me to nitpick you, it's gonna happen.
Exactly. Dude, with one of my clients is like I do her programming, she has another coach do her nutrition. Obviously her coach and I are like very in touch with nutrition and training.
Yep.
Um because I would prefer to do both training and
I do
gym.
too. I
I would
can't.
prefer that because I have the whole umbrella. There's no like I know there's a control group. If I do both,
Yeah,
that's
what
no other
they're
variable I have to worry about.
you know all the variables. You control
Exactly.
everything.
So, but anyways, this one girl was like, "This my coach complimented me, blah blah. Now I'm just working for Smitty's compliment." It's like you're not gonna get it. Like unless it's well deserved. Like I don't compliment my clients a lot. I do if I notice changes. Like, dude, I have a 17-year-old who her first couple weeks, she's like, listen, she texted me this. I'm dropping all the weight. I don't care what weight I lift. I want to focus on the range of motion, the stimulus, the recovery, and everything. I'm just like, thank you. Let's go. Like that,
Someone who does, you don't have to fix the ego first.
dude, that made me so happy.
Yeah.
It's the best mindset I think of like all my clients is a 17-year-old girl who's getting ready to compete for her first time. And she's like, was texting me today, like, yo, I'm freaking out. My strength isn't there. I'm like, listen, you made progress in the last 4 weeks of prep. I didn't really expect to make progress. Like your intensity's still high, but you got stronger. Like chill. You're 2 weeks out. Like you're 2 weeks out.
It's like once you step back, it's like once even you step back and you fix your form and you fix your range of motion, you're going to take about 10 steps forward within the next, like if you work at your form you keep intensity high, whether it's even on a leg press, whether it's like 2 or 3 plates, which I'll give myself as an example. I was there. Mark kind of like told me I needed to fix my form a little bit on my leg press. So I went back, I unloaded about a plate on each side. So I went down to like 2 plates, and I fixed my form, and then I got the okay from him. And when you get that okay from your coach, then it gives you that little confidence to keep loading.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is why I always tell clients, don't stop sending training videos once I give the okay, though. It's like, keep sending them because as you get in weight, we don't want the ego to still get in the way.
Right.
So, we worked up to now unfortunately, yesterday wrecked me. 7 plates on each side for 20 on a rest pause. I think I died.
20.
Yeah, on a rest pause. So I got 11.5 and 4.
Basically just one all out set with rest pause.
I do.
Gotcha.
So I do one. So we go into like our training strategy. But the way we do it is we do one full set for each exercise, basically.
Okay.
I might, just because of the recoverable volume there over how hard we're training. Sometimes it depends, like something on like a hack squat. If I'm not feeling it that day, I'll do a top set and a back off set. Like I'll do something where I might change around just a little bit of volume, but nothing. But most of my workouts are all one set to true failure, Dorian Yates style. It's death.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Love it.
We love that. I've been doing a lot of top set stuff, so probably like two or three working sets, then one big top set auto failure in a certain rep range. I usually, depending on the move, I always try to fail between like 6 to 8 reps, 8 to 10 reps.
Okay.
And then depending on the stimulus, I will do a back down set. But
yeah, last week I did. I'm gonna say this because I have small legs. I was doing the hack squat and I got 2 plates and I was just feeling good. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this. I know it's weak sauce to just do 2 plates, but I did 2 plates for like 20 reps. And I was like, I crumbled off the hack squat. Might have been a bit
easy. I can't personally load a hack squat very much.
You don't need to. If you really are good at it and you really focus, a lot of people, there's one niche I have with it is a lot of people reverse band it. And when they reverse band it, but they're reverse banding when they're doing like 3 plates. And I find no reason to reverse band it when you're that low. Like if you're on something like, I say like 5 plates or higher.
Yeah.
Is like, that's hard on a hack squat. Like that is hard. Takes a lot out of your knees and stuff. So that's where I would, but there's no reason. You push the limit until you can do that. Unfortunately, yesterday I had a shit one and I did 2.5 plates for 6 reps because I tried to be ego lifter over here and think, oh, I did 20. I'll go up half a plate on each side. And that humbled me. but I failed the 6 to 8 that you were talking about, so I feel like it counts. But yeah, so going back to what we're saying, it's like you have to nitpick when it comes to
Yeah.
coaching. Like that's just how you get better. And then I want to revert this all the way back. So you switched to Nick, and then how did you come to this next decision, which is the question between men's physique and classic? Because you
Um,
got a pretty damn strong. It's looking pretty good for classic. You're starting to fit the
yeah,
structure
dude,
a little bit better.
I think my legs have always been very hyper responsive, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I've been training them. My split is 3 days on, 1 day off right now.
Oh, oof.
Today's my
Can't even
off day.
think about. I can't even think about training for 6 days out of the week anymore. I do 4 days.
Yeah, 3 days. My recovery is really good right now. I might back off a little bit because my legs, the DOMS has been kind of settling in a little bit, and it's been very sore. But my upper body recovery is very good right now. But
Yeah.
it's all one big system. Um, but yeah, I've been doing 3 days on, 1 day off, and my legs have just been growing and growing, and I just been enjoying it more. And seeing the structure and the posing, man, I was like, I'm 190 right now, 191.
Let's see this real quick. This is the good part about this. I'm gonna see this. I want to make sure I have nothing on my Google Chrome first before I get this up. For anybody that don't know who Sam is, you should. Number one, because he's on this show, and number two, let's see. Okay, does Instagram just want to work? Instagram doesn't want to work. Let's see. Oh, I forgot my shit is slow whenever I run this.
I
Whenever I
figured.
run Zoom, doesn't like to work. All right, let's pull this up, please. There it is. Okay, so this is what, like 4 days ago. Oh no,
Yeah,
this is like a week
that was
ago.
last week. That was last week.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty impressive for being in. You were in a national show what last year?
Yeah,
Just last year.
yeah, last July. So I've been in off season now for 15 months.
And that's and what are you weighing right now? So you said the cutoff. So you're on the slow road. So you say you're on the. Oh, you're currently weighing 190. Oh yeah, you could.
I'm
You got
about
a lot of
190.
room to work with
We have a
still,
lot. I do believe my cutoff weight is 175. I could be wrong.
dude.
I could be.
The one bad part is they never know. I feel like they don't know how to measure heights correctly. Like that's the
Dude,
one thing I'm like, you're so effed if one day you just come in and they say you're like a quarter of an inch taller than you
I
are,
know.
or a quarter of an inch smaller than you are. And it's like,
I've
oh, you got to be like 8 pounds less. It's like,
Dude, I know. I've always been shorter at my shows, so I'm hoping like I don't know. It's like I think up to 5'7" it's 175, and then right above that it's 182.
yeah, up to 5'7" is because I'm like 5'6.5". So
But yeah, I'm like right there. I'm right at that border. So I'm gonna hopefully in prep I can shrink a little bit and
yeah.
uh
So
get going.
so how'd you come to this decision though? So because you were, I remember last time we were talking when you were all aboard the men's physique train still.
Yep.
Um,
I so wish I kind of was. I just
yeah.
have no choice now. He said, "All right, no, you're doing classic." I'm like, okay. So we're going classic, man. I'll probably cross over at national. I don't know. We'll see.
You're
We'll see
qualified.
how
Well, I mean, you're not qualified yet. You have to qualify again
I
for
have to be
nationals,
qualified
right?
again. Yeah.
Okay.
So I do have USA's planned for next year.
Yeah.
But I'll probably do a pro amateur show beforehand to be
Okay.
in front of those national judges. I don't want to do like a regional show that's like, I want to travel and go to a pro amateur show where I know those national judges are going to be judging.
Yeah. You want to come in and kind of make your case and
I want
kind
to
of
make my
show up.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to like make sure I could be like legit up there.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is with classic. Like you may think you look at. This is one thing that I see is a lot of the classic guys always look good on Instagram or when they're by themselves. It's like everybody talks about Patrick Moore. Like he looks
right.
great like by himself, but when you're surrounded with other people who have the same qualities,
Who's
who,
smaller.
especially at us who are at 5'7" or less, it's very tough when you're fighting with someone who might be like 6'1".
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, I don't even know where I'm gonna be. Trust me, I'm still a baby, dude. I'm at like 171 right now.
I have a lot of weight to put on. I have a lot of size to put on, especially with back density in my arms. My arms are very tiny. My back density needs to be.
Fuck out of here, your arms are small.
No, no, man. Like when I'm doing that front double bicep, it's just like it's not. It's not. I'm also comparing myself to like dudes with very short bicep insertions whose peaks are huge.
Yeah,
No, I have very long biceps, so my peaks aren't that great.
yeah.
Um, but it's just like I have so much weight. I was talking to Mark actually. I'm like, so 200? He's like, nah, dude. I went to 215. I'm like, if I get to 215 pounds, I'm gonna flip out. But I'm probably gonna have to.
I mean, you nowadays with the level of the way that they're moving towards classic, it might seem like you have to because your observation problem areas are the areas that they're looking for. So they're looking for
Right,
they're looking for the wide ass lats and that straight up X frame, which,
right.
you know, it's harder for someone who is 5'7" or below to really get because that's why they made the 212 division.
212. Yeah.
But it's like it's if you have to be naturally gifted in the structure section for a smaller guy to be in classic. I feel like there's
Like
some
free
people that
on.
could force it. Yeah. Or like George. I mean
Yeah.
George Peterson was 20 was whatever. He won it in 2016. So he was one of the first guys to win it in nationals. So
Right.
it's like but look at him. He's now at 212.
Yeah.
Which
Another
is
one, John Pearson. He's now 212. He was in great
dude, he
shape for
looks like
class.
a dude, he looks like a freaking
Yeah,
monster.
he's
Did you see his
looking.
latest picture, dude? He looks like he might come in and win. He might come in and win 212 to truly be
Dude,
honest.
I really think he'll be in that top three mix.
He's gonna be in the top five most definitely. He's gonna
Yeah,
win Chicago Pro.
yeah.
Just because I don't know who's gonna be there.
For
Um,
212, yeah, I don't know either. But it's
Nick
gonna
Walker's
be
gonna win Chicago Pro too. No.
there. Yeah, I think he's got a chance. I think it also depends on that Spain show with like
Yeah.
James Hollinshead and I think I heard rumors of Rami competing there.
I've heard rumors of a lot of people. I've heard Rafael Brandal's competing. Like there's Rafael Brandal's in shape though. He showed it a few days
Yeah,
ago on his Instagram. Like he's like they have some guys who are just like these guys have been waiting for so
yeah,
long. Like these European guys have been waiting forever to get on stage.
yeah,
And now that they open, it's pretty unique because they're opening 3 spots. That's pretty cool that they're doing that for the Olympias. The top
yeah.
three go to the Olympia. Um, I think that's the right thing to do for this year.
I
You
agree.
can't just have a full U.S. Olympia, not with all the talent that's in Europe right now.
Yeah, like look at
Um,
Hottie treatment. Like
yeah,
if
he's a different breed.
yeah,
He's one of the few. I'm just excited to see Flex Lewis step on stage at like 230
the
pounds.
open Olympia this year, I think is going to be one
And
of the best open Olympias we've seen in a while.
we've never had that many champions on stage.
No, because we'll have.
Well, if we can get Sean Roden back on stage, that'd be great. But,
I think there'll be 4 or 5 Pats Olympia winners on that stage. Phil,
Phil,
Flex,
Blacks,
Dex, Dexter Jackson, Brandon Curry.
Dexter Jackson, Brandon Curry. Yeah.
It's 4. And if
And
Roden
then you
comes,
got some animals too that are just like
yeah,
but those are gonna be the top four.
yeah.
I
And we got
think
Worley Winkler, and dude, there's just
yeah, it's gonna be nuts.
yeah.
So you made this decision. So now so you know, I think that's a pretty cool decision. So how do you wanna the interesting part about men's physique is you don't have a weight limit, which I still don't understand. And I want
Yeah,
to get your thoughts on this real quick. Do you think there should be a weight limit maybe in
I
it?
think there should be something because, dude, what I've
These
seen
guys are
is
huge.
guys go to make weight. They went out, bought board shorts, went men's physique, went pro.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, it's not what they're looking for. They're looking for men's physique guys, which they are starting to downsize men's physique. which is good.
They need to.
But
They need to.
yeah, they definitely need to. But at the same time, it's like, how can you say there's going to be a weight class when Andre Ferguson and Raymond Emmons are like, you know, jacked at 200 pounds at 5'7"?
Yeah, that's also true.
So if there is a weight class, I don't know how they're going to do that when the Olympia doesn't even have a weight class.
Yeah, they need to make an IFBB Pro weight class limit
Yeah,
for men's physique because these guys they just come in bigger and bigger like
they're huge.
every year. Like that
They're,
for what's that guy's name? Fernando Chala or whatever.
dude, yeah,
He's
massive.
he could easily be in classic
There's
if he
Brandon
wanted to.
Henderson too.
Yeah, that.
He's a guy
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like,
easily those. Yeah, they too could because Brandon Henderson actually trains legs. You know,
yeah,
I'm like
yeah,
I'm not calling out Andre Ferguson. I have no right to because he's like a past. He's like a top 3 IFBB pro, but I mean, like we all know he doesn't train legs very often.
yeah. I don't know how often he does. Some guys like, dude, some guys they do train, their legs just aren't responsive as others
Yeah,
too.
dude,
And it's
mine are like yours, dude. They're hyper responsive.
mine
I
are
put
very
out a post yesterday, on a story. I was like, dude, my legs have grown 2 inches. Like, there's muscle memory there because I haven't had like leg press and everything, but like
right.
2 inches in 3 months,
I
still
didn't even
like,
measure mine because I did like a 6 month comparison the other day, and I was just like, what happened to my legs? It's at least 4 inches, man.
they blow up.
Yeah, they blow up. They
Exactly.
definitely blow up.
Uh, no, dude, it's been a heck of a journey working with Mark so far, dude. You know, um, it's been, it's already been like 5. We started in May. It's been 4 months
Wow.
now, like 4.5 months. I'm like, holy shit, where's the time going? I'm just sitting in
Dude,
here. It's like in my hyperbolic time chamber over here. Every day just goes by. It's like next session, check. Next session, check. It's like it's pretty easy to stay consistent when there's not much going on.
really is. Dude, with my clients, I didn't even realize one of my clients I've been working for like 6 months now. I'm just like, what? Like,
Yeah, that's what I say about all my clients. I'm like,
it
what?
feels like we've been together for 2 months, 3 months, and it's up to 6. I'm like, this. I don't know how,
Yeah,
but cool.
yeah.
And
So
now
what's
that go
continue?
for it.
No, no, you're good.
Now that I'm like doing my own programming, my own coaching, because me and Bryce went our separate ways.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I love Bryce. Still one of my best friends.
He's coming on
Called
the
him the other,
show in a few weeks.
yeah, I called him the other day to ask him about programming questions because someone said something to me and I'm like, I just didn't agree with it. And so I wanted to get his thoughts on it too, and he was agreeing with me. I was like, cool. But yeah, dude, starting my own. I was nervous coming here, like with not a lot of clients. Beginning of August, I had 8 clients, and now we're up to about 31.
Holy shit, dude! I'm still at like 3.
Yeah, I'm up to about 31 now. Which the workload is obviously a lot more. That's why like I've backed off on the studying a lot, is because I'm so much more busy.
Yeah,
Which is good. I love it. Like it's so fun.
yeah.
Um,
This your full time job? Is this your full time? Is this your gig paying for
it's my gig,
everything out there?
my gig right now. Yep, it's my
that and,
gig.
that and, that and Ghost, everything's going
Ghost,
well.
I don't get paid from Ghost.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, but you
Yeah,
but you still work with them, so it's like
yeah.
still get some cool things. You know, they've come out with some pretty cool products recently.
The
Uh,
energy drinks.
the
Yeah.
marshmallow cereal.
Yeah, dude. Mine's in Ohio. Mine got delivered to Ohio. So
you're
I'm up
like
here.
you're suffering over here, like waiting to
I'm
try it.
stuffing. Dude, I got a hat. I got that new protein, and it's in Ohio. And I tried to have my roommate go to the house and say stuff. They left a note. Nothing. So I'm going to Ohio here in a few weeks. I'm gonna knock on that door and be like, "Yo, where is my damn package?"
Yeah, I would do that, dude. No, no, I teamed up with. Actually, this is right after we got done recording, like a few weeks after. I teamed up with Morphogen.
Dude, Ben's a good
So
guy.
so another Columbus company. You know,
Yeah.
every single person apparently I'm getting friends with. It's freaking Ohio. I can't find PA people, man. It's tough to find PA people in the bodybuilding apparently.
Columbus is
No.
just huge for it.
Yeah, they are. I'm heading out there within the next month. My birthday's at the end of October. I'll be heading out there to do some content.
Nice.
with my man Nick. You're gonna be we're gonna be killing it. You know, go visit Mark up in Cleveland, stuff like that. Like gonna try to
That'd
do
be
my get some really cool content that I need for the page
yeah.
because I post the same 5 photos.
Yeah. I'm in the I'm in the same boat. Like I want to get more photos, but I have that like scheme of everything I have going on, the whole science post, mobility post, and
Yeah, that's what I do. I think
um
it's just helping people, dude.
dude,
I love creating that type of I love creating that type of content. Like
same.
it's it no matter how many people like it, like
Yeah.
ever since I started doing it, the amount of shares and the amount of saves and like actual like involvement with people, like engagement has been
Yeah.
like increased since you actually do that. I think a
But
lot
yeah.
of people always misjudge what they're doing with their accounts, especially on
Yeah.
fitness accounts. You don't understand how much influence you can have. You
No.
just educate people.
That's what I'm doing. That's all I care for. Like my likes have gone down, but my shares have gone up. So I did
But
a
my
rounded
shares and
shoulders.
comments have gone up. Yep.
Yeah, I did a
Same.
rounded shoulders post, and it got like 60 shares, but 200 saves, and then like maybe 300 likes. So like I don't care about likes, but like if I can help people get the shares and saves, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
On top of my CSCS, I'm gonna get certified to become a corrective specialist too,
Okay.
which is just gonna help more people. I can dive way deeper into mobility and stability stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that will help a lot of people too.
Awesome. No, that sounds like a plan, dude. I've been just I just been asking questions of people. Honestly, like that's like the best way to get the knowledge from
Dude,
them.
it did.
It's pretty easy. It's actually pretty simple. Like a lot of people think this is pretty difficult, but if you just reach out to people, they're more than willing to help you. Um, it's like the one thing we're all here for. It's like we've all done work for free, and it's got us to where we
Yeah,
are. So it's
yeah,
what keeps us getting us to where we need to be. So with that, you want to get to let's get to a few questions, and maybe we'll just wrap this up. I just wanted to give a little. Let's get to the fun one first.
do it.
So I think you said you got two.
Yep.
Um, yeah, let's go with one of those first.
So the first one I got was it's kind of mainly geared towards me. It was like a question
It's fine.
specifically for me, um, but you can answer it too. It was saying, why should they hire me? Why should a national level bikini competitor hire me as their coach?
Oh,
Dude,
that is very much towards you.
yeah, but I mean, you should feel free to answer it too because we're both coaches. And the reason why I think people should hire me is, dude, I'm gonna teach them. I will literally make their physique radiate on that stage just through programming. Like
Yeah,
the confidence I can develop with them, their mindset I can develop them, their mental toughness I can develop with them, that's gonna radiate on the stage. Because once they learn through training to be consistent and disciplined, they're gonna be consistent and disciplined in their diet, their training, their posing, their homework. Homework meaning like their water intake, their vitamins, their digestion,
their
everything
steps, everything.
everything, the homework, the 1%, like getting better at that. Um, and through training, I can help them develop that. Along with it is I have a very, very strong passion. I have a very good relationship with every single one of my clients.
Yep.
So I kind of take pride in how quickly I respond personally to my clients. If I'm ever more than like 10 minutes, I'm legitimately busy. Like I don't like to take more than 10 minutes to respond to my client
Yeah.
because I know as me being a client, I might need to know something right now, so I don't have to stress about it.
Yeah.
If the quicker you can answer something, the less stress your clients have, the better they're gonna like you, and the more confident they're gonna feel with you.
Yeah. Now I know
Uh,
you brought this up before. With your training, um, I mean, we know you worked with, like you mentioned before, you worked with Bryce.
mhm.
Have you taken some of those training ideals and put them into yours as well? Like, I know you kind of touched on this. It might have been a little point. Do you periodize your training? Like, do you do mesocycles? Do you do all that jazz, or is it more of we can compare how we both coach because I think this will also answer the question over why maybe they might hire either one of us
Yeah.
comparatively.
So I do mesocycles, and
Okay.
then I'll do deloads
Okay.
if necessary. So I do my coaching in a very, very, very flexible manner. Um, Say someone signs up, they train with me 5 days a week. I will ask them their rest days, and then obviously I want to give them the rest days that they prefer because that's what they're used to. We're going to do it. If I think their recovery is slacking in the future, I will give them a self auto-regulated rest day to help with recovery.
Yeah.
Um, I do the whole first week of the program. I will, type out the workouts and everything like that. And after that, everything's on Google Doc for me. They edit, they write in everything they do, and then I do day by day. So today being Monday, I did all my clients' Tuesday workouts this morning,
Okay.
and then I'll do their Wednesday workouts tomorrow morning. This just in case something comes up, which often it does, especially with lifestyle clients. Often something comes up. If they say they're very sore, okay, rest day tomorrow. Let's get that inflammation out. You know, I
Yeah.
like to have that communication. I like to doing the day by day thing, and then I progress it for them. I do their logbook basically for them.
Okay. So you have like their
So
numbers all written on the Excel sheet already of like what they need to hit, basically.
yes, and then they'll type in what they hit, and if they say I hit this like back squat 150 pounds, I usually do a rep range. If they do that for a couple consecutive weeks and their soreness is going down, they're making annotations. Let's progress.
Yeah.
And then we'll keep doing that, go up and go up. And before we get to like an overreaching, overtraining process, then we can take a step back and deload and then crank it back up again.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
like to do that everything day by day like that.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So with me, I more or less, I take what I think are the best movements and I discuss, I discuss more with them over what fits their body the
Mm-hmm.
best. So I write out their program first week, like you do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do, I do top. I'm a big believer in top set, back offset type
Same.
training.
Same.
That's the way that I program most of my clients. Like unless I have a beginner client, which I did have, they started with a little bit more volume just because I know they could recover from it.
Right.
Um, so that was the first time I ever done more volume, but with more of people who have been in the gym for a few years, I give them top set, back off set. And then with that, I look at the videos. They're required to send me like five to 10 videos throughout
Same.
that first week. And I look at how we can adjust. And then after that adjustment, the next week, they send me another video. And if it still doesn't look very good or they're not feeling it where they need to feel it, um, then we kind of look at maybe I look at how, like for say like a lat pull down, like they might benefit more from one-handed lat pull down than they would from going two hand. A lot of people go like it just depends. There's a lot of intricate details that go into my training programs with it.
Yeah.
Um, but it's very structured similarly the way I choose like the order in which I have my exercises are very similar for each client. It's just what exercise they do might is a different variation based upon how I see their body mechanics actually working.
Right, man. So we're very similar in that way.
Yeah.
I have every single one of my clients send me videos.
Yeah.
I will do a few things with them. If I think it's okay, I'll just let them know it's okay. Sometimes it backfires because they move the weight way too easily. So I say, yeah, crank it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I've been there.
yeah. Or sometimes I will save the movie on my phone and do a voiceover, and so they can see what I'm like talking about as it's going.
Yeah.
It depends on the experience of everyone. I think probably 10 to 15% of my clients, I do a lot of top set training. They've been training for 6, 7 years, bodybuilding, not just working out, but bodybuilding. So
Yeah.
they're more advanced. They know they're more in tune with their body. So I do a lot of top set, back down training. And then others, I do a mix. So I like to kind of start out with hypertrophy blocks with undulating strength. So I a couple movements being very heavy,
Yeah.
typically starting out, because I'm sure as you know, we recruit the muscle fibers by their size.
Yep.
And so I want to get all of those and then break it down with the eccentrics, the higher volume,
Yeah,
the
you do.
controlled
You
muscle.
do. You do the compounds first, and then the isolation. Where
Yeah,
some more advanced will, for my more advanced, I do like two isolations first, and then go into the compound. Well, at least that's for my leg training. I definitely do
yep,
two isolations.
yep,
Um, but for most of them, it's just quick. It's lifestyle. They don't need to be so they don't need to be so specific with their program. We just
Right.
need to get them to progress and understand the the topic of progression, because
Right.
it's hard to teach. The one thing it is, it's hard to teach intensity.
It is.
Like
It really is. It
it's the
really is.
hardest thing. But that's typically how I do it. But you're right. I mean, I use WhatsApp. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
99% of people use WhatsApp now,
Yeah.
because it's easier.
Yeah.
But they send. But that's how I do it. I do the same thing as you. Like if they tell me they're feeling sore throughout the day, like, or they woke up and they just feel like tired, like it's like, and you're gonna take an off day. Like I don't stress to them that it's important to get through that, because you're not in like a prep mode where you may be tired. Like
Right.
in prep, like you're gonna be tired. I think that's the one thing that people need to understand is like, you know, when you're in a calorie deficit, there's gonna be points where you're gonna be tired, and there's points you're gonna be hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna suck,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not gonna be fun. But understanding that that's accepting that that's part of the process is something that will help you. But knowing how to auto regulate is something you need to teach too within that.
Very much so.
So I think we very much do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now with diet, it might be a bit different. Diet, I always start with, I do 1 week flat. The first week I do just to kind of read to make sure my my measurements for my macronutrients for them are right, or they need to be adjusted. First week I'll do a straight, no matter if it's a rest day or a workout day, I'll do straight through just so I can get a read. And then after I look at their weight and all for the first week, then I decide how I'm gonna. Then I basically go into carb cycling.
You
I'm
do
a
carb
big,
cycling. Yeah.
I'm
I
a
would
big,
like.
I'm a big fan. Actually, well, it's more. I guess it's more calorie cycling, because on my off days I up the fats.
Right. That's
Um,
what I do.
so technically it's
Um,
calorie cycling, but mainly carb cycling.
right. I will drop. So my one prep client I have, he's like 10 weeks out. He's at like 10 higher fat on his rest days, but probably like
Yep.
50 less carb.
Yeah.
Protein is maintained. That's
Yep.
steady. Um, and yeah, that's what I do too. But lifestyle clients, I'm a little lenient with them. I don't really
Yep.
like. I just want them to feel good. So I actually don't even give them like a straight set amount of macros. I'll give them a little range of macros.
Yeah.
Just because
I
a
give
lot
them a
of them,
5 to 7. I give them a 5 to 7 work
yeah,
within
that's what I
range.
do. Yep, yep, yep.
I'm like, don't go beyond that. Really, I was like,
Don't
that should be
stress
enough.
it. If you're 2 or 3 over, I'm not gonna care. As long
Yeah.
as you're content with yourself. As long as the weights like moving the way we need it to move.
Even in
Um,
off season, like if
right.
people who are more in tune with their body and they know, like I have one client who's been working out for like 5 years now, and he knows like what he's doing. It's like, all right, then it comes down to, what you need to do, and it's up to you whether you want to hit them or not. Like you're in the off season, so you have a bit of leniency, but I want you to still keep, like, I give them the 5 to 7
Yeah.
still, even though
As long
they're
as,
more competitor.
yep.
So
As long as you get your protein.
yeah, I was like, yeah, hit your protein, and then if you miss a few carbs, just make it up the next day. You're gonna be fine. It's not gonna kill you.
Mhm.
2 grams of carbs is only 8 calories, people.
Yeah.
So learn, and you'll be fine. Um, but I think it's pretty unique. So with that, that's basically how I coach. Honestly, it's so simple. Everybody thinks like it's like Everybody thinks it's really difficult, but it's always the setup. You want to
Mm-hmm.
make sure you're right from the start.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm always the most nervous. It's like I want to make sure I get things like right the first time, but there's always going to be an adjustment. You want to make The one thing is, for people who, to answer this question, especially with a competitor, you might experience more changes, but you want to experience, if your coach is making a change every single week, that might not be a great sign.
Right.
I'm just letting you know, like, I've had clients where I'm not need to make changes for like 10 straight weeks.
Right.
Like, it's going to happen where no changes is the best. So, whether you want to work with me or Sam here, it's like you're going to get two kids that are kind of, well, I guess we're not kids. We're technically adults now. I would call myself a kid still. But you're getting two people that are still really kind of newer, I guess like newer to the scene with coaching,
Right.
but you're going to get two people that still have plenty of knowledge and are willing to learn, and it just takes time to learn somebody's body. That's what I
Yeah,
say.
it takes time to learn someone's body.
That's
Because
the
we don't know
ex-
your body. We don't know what sits well with you. We don't know.
that's the exact thing I say. I was like, you don't know what's going to happen. You
Yep.
don't know. We don't know unless we worked with you through a
Yep.
long period of time, you're not going to know.
Yeah.
So if you want to give us a chance, I'll put Smitty's info down there too in the show notes too as well, because mine's in there. So you could fill out one of our applications. But that's the answer to the first one, I guess, is
Yeah.
that's how we both coach. So you just got an insight over how two coaches actually look at things and decide how they're going to take things. Um, next I think you had a question too about calves.
Calves. Oh, the calves.
Unfortunately,
How do you get calves to grow?
oh,
You train them, honestly.
I
But
yeah,
really, you need to isolate them. You need calves recover very quickly. Like
yep,
they recover very, very quickly, right? We are walking on our calves, an uphill incline. We're working our calves. They are very fatigue resistant, I guess you could say. Um, but I would say isolating them. That's gonna be your number one way to get them to grow.
yeah.
Donkey kicks or donkey not kicks, raises. Those I think are my favorite calf. One of my favorite calf movements to do.
I'm not a big fan of them.
Really?
I don't like that machine. It just doesn't sit well with like my body type for some reason. For
Have
some
you done
reason
them without a machine?
I've never done them without a machine.
I like
But I do. But one thing, if you can't get weights, one thing I do always recommend is just going on stairs and honestly
it. Yeah.
just doing them till you can't. Um, and I think my favorite is now I'm very particular because the machine I have has like a very good amount of adjustable parts to it. But like the seated calf raise is
Yeah.
one of the best. And one thing I always say too with training calves is take them slow. You got to let those babies like burn. Like if it feels
Yep.
like there's battery acid in them, you still got like 8 more.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta push them. I think I'm with a lot of people where I've been reading lately where a lot of my training with the top and back off, it's really high intensity failure training. And it's like you have to train the calves to failure to
Yeah.
make them
Oh yeah,
grow.
you have to.
Because if you
Um,
don't, it's like your genetics will only take you so far with this specific body part too. Is like you're only gonna get so far. Like
yeah.
there's a point to where people always are disappointed, like, oh, I can't make my calves grow. It's like, let me look at your calf training.
Mhm.
Let's see how hard you're actually training. And this goes to every single body part. Whichever you think is lagging, let's see your training with it.
And the reason why I like donkey kicks without a machine is because it requires us to have a little hip hinge, which then it gets our gastroc completely isolated, and it
Yeah.
allows us to train it at its most lengthened
Yeah.
position.
Yeah, I see why.
I, and then I also really like leg press calf raises.
Yeah,
So I
leg
like the
press calf
superset
raises are.
leg press with calf raises.
Yeah, don't
So
worry. Your knees are not going to snap in half. Everybody's
no,
always worried about this. They always like look and they're like, "Are you gonna like snap your knees?" I'm like, "No,
no, they're very similar to donkey raises in
they
mechanics.
they suck.
Yeah,
Those those are horrible." And
it's
if
because the
you're
stretch of the actual gastroc is overloaded. It's
yeah,
very loaded.
so I mean just a big fan of you. Just got to train them hard. It's
Yeah,
like you don't even have to do that many sets. Like to be honest,
no, you don't.
I do one set every leg day. That's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably like 3 sets. Like you can get away with 5 to 6 sets a week.
Yeah, it's like you don't need much if you're training them that hard. Well, first of
That's it.
all, they suck.
Yeah.
You don't understand how hard it is to get through feeling like there's battery acid in your calves until you've
The
been there.
lactic acid is just building up. You're like,
Yeah,
oh.
you're like, yep, I feel like I need to be done, and you realize you're not done. And you're like, fuck, I got like 4 more reps left. It's like, nope. And then you trying to walk after, it's like, no. I had to like lay down. It's always at the end of my leg day, so it's always ruined anyway. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, well, good thing I'm done.
Yep. The
Yeah.
cat's pretty simple, man. You just got to train him.
Yep. Exactly. And last question, we were actually talking about this question before we we went on air, and I want to give this little tidbit before we go into this, which will be a quick, pretty answer because I don't think we aren't qualified. We aren't really as
I just know
much
base.
educated into this. Someone asked about what's your thoughts on conjugated periodization? Now, for me, I think that fits more with the conjugate method fits more with the powerlifting. Like you go off percentages and everything per week. It's like, at least from my knowledge, there's a bunch of percentages that you take, and it's like it leads up to like going to your 1 rep max. I find no reason in bodybuilding to even go near that.
Right.
You're just gonna get hurt. Truly, to be honest. So for me, my thoughts are if you want to do free barbell movements, go at it. You can. If you want to, if you don't know which route you want to take in bodybuilding, powerlifting, if you want to do a mix of both, absolutely incorporate it into your training. One thing I always say is have fun. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what's going to keep you in the gym. If you want to follow this method, follow the method. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to stop you. Like that's like the one thing that I always say is like just stick to what you want to do, and if you want to do a little mix of both, do a little mix of both. There's no problem with that. Just watch yourself with the powerlifting, mixing it with the bodybuilding.
Right. The conjugate, obviously, it works. It has its place.
Mm-hmm.
It's from West Side. West Side Barbell has the strongest people in the world. Like
Yeah.
they're just freaks. They're freaks.
Yeah, I say freaks. Freaks is a light term there too.
Yeah.
I would say
They're,
they're psychotic freaks, but yeah,
yeah. So what I know of conjugate method is it's basically a tapered program, kind of like 4 or 5 days a week, and it's you're basically focusing on something very heavy lower body, very heavy upper body. And you go, say you're doing a bench press day, right? You're just focusing on bench press. You will do barbell bench press and you will go sets. You'll do a warm up, dynamic warm up to begin with
yeah,
to get everything worked up. And then you'll bench until you hit 1 rep. So you go like 10, 8, 8, 6, 6,
it's
5,
like pyramid training type thing.
right, and you go all the way to 1, and then you go to 1 without failing. You try to go without failing, and then from there, that's when you have your accessories. You focus on your accessories for like a bench press. So face pull, everything that goes with the bench press, face pulls, strict like the pull ups, skull crushers, close grip, like a lot of different accessory stuff to focus on the actual lift.
Yeah,
And you'll do that for an upper day, you'll do that for a lower day, and then you'll have dynamic stuff for an upper, lower day, up or upper day and then the lower day, and then you'll have a posterior chain day to focus and then focus on your weak points.
yeah,
That's what I know of conjugate method.
yeah. I really don't
They
know. I'm not into powerlifting too much.
Yeah, I used to do a little bit. I didn't do conjugate really. I kind of did a mixture of conjugate, but it was never true. But I know they like to focus on one big day of a posterior chain day, which obviously helps every lift.
Yeah,
So it's kind of different.
yeah,
But main concept is you go balls to the wall for one specific movement, whether it's deadlift on one day or squat the one day, and you go until you 1 rep, not failure, and then you focus on accessories.
yeah,
And it's usually split up to 4 or 5 days a week.
yeah. So just be careful because I know the person who posted this, who asked this. I'm not gonna say your name, but I know you're into bodybuilding a little bit. Just be careful with it because, like we said, that's
Yep.
kind of where take your recovery very seriously. If that's one thing that those guys at West Barbell and everything did is they recover pretty damn well.
Yep.
That's how they're able to. Not only are they freaks of nature with how heavy they can lift, but they also recover better than they lift. So it's like just be careful. Auto like we kind of mentioned before, the way you coach, it's like auto regulate yourself. If you need an off day, like don't be afraid. Like conjugate method's very rigid over progression models. So it's
Hmm.
like don't be afraid to take an extra rest day if you need to, because those are very, very taxing movements.
Right. And they look, when you look at the conjugate method, it looks boring in a way.
Yeah.
It looks like there's four movements. So like a maximum upper day would be like incline barbell,
Yeah.
uh, shrugs, lat pull downs, and then like just random other stuff like triceps and like maybe a core. But that's about it. And then you have like a dynamic lower day, which is something like not back squats, but maybe pause squats or box squats. So focus on different aspects, and then you go like RDLs, goblet squats, and just random stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very taxing because you're going up to one heavy till failure basically, um, for like every single time. So
Yeah,
it's
it's good.
definitely hard. You really have to focus on your recovery with that.
Yeah. So we appreciate the three people who actually asked us questions.
I told
Um
you, I'm like nobody's gonna call
we
us.
I want to say this to whoever's listening, that if you ever want to reach out to us and give us whatever, even even it's just reaching out to me, reach out to Sam, like reach out to us on Instagram, like interact with us. Like I want to hear what you guys want to hear on this show. Like I want to hear what you guys like. That's why I ask these, is because we want to hear some fans like actually of the show interact with us while we're
Mm-hmm.
doing these conversations, because it just adds more value, because we're allowing ourselves to answer specific questions that you have, like we just did. So we appreciate whoever decided to ask us some questions. And before we head off, Sam, basically you get the final word. Um, what do you want us to leave with today? And then kind of where can people find you?
People can find me at Instagram _ Smitty SSMITTY with another underscore following. I guess what I want to leave you off with is like, if you take anything from this, notice how much our both of our lives have changed in the last 4 months. We've been constantly working day in and day out, trying to chase what we love to do. And in 4 or 5 months, our lives have changed completely. And it doesn't seem like it's been 4 or 5 months, but it has. So you have to ask yourself, where do you want to be in 4 or 5 months? Because I guarantee it, everyone has something right now. They're like, they're putting it off. But in 5 months, if they started it today, they would be done. You know,
Yep.
they would probably most likely be done with it. They'd be on to the next best thing. So that's what you have to do. If you want something to start right now, this is your sign that you should start it. Because in 4 or 5 months, your life's gonna be so much different. I can promise you that.
Yeah, I can tell the same, because it's busy. Real world is busy, folks.
Yeah.
Like it's not, and especially if you have the time. Like we know it's the end, more of the end of quarantine, but if you have still living at home and you have the opportunity and you have that little extra time because you don't have to go to work, you don't have to drive into work yet. It's like take that extra hour or two a day that you have and do something productive with it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's kind of what I'm doing here. I just got done my job, my work day, and I came on the podcast. I'm making it happen because,
Yep.
like I talked about with Sam before, I took a month hiatus. It's like finally getting back on here. I've just had to figure it out, and now it's back to bringing you guys just a bunch of good content for you. So everybody, last but not least, we to kind of get this out there, always take a screenshot, tag Sam and I both on Instagram on your story. Share us with a friend who may need it. We hope that you found value from it. If you did, definitely just like we said, message us on Instagram. We're always on there. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Ace of Spada podcast.